All right. So, as requested, we're hopping into Absolute Universe and the Ultimate Universe. So, with the start of these, we're going to start with Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and then also on the Ultimate side, we'll start with Spider Man and the Ultimate Universe. And we'll just keep going until both of those are over and then do the other ones along the way also. I know we already went over Absolute Martian Manhunter because that one was so good. And we haven't really gone over any of the Ultimate stuff. But yeah, so we're going to start doing some of these along with the fan suggested stuff. So we're starting with Absolute Batman, who is written by Scott Snyder, who did a bunch of Batman things. He did The Batman Who Laughs, Court of Owls, Batman Death of the Family, I believe the New 52. So he's basically just been writing a bunch of Batman stuff and just knows Batman in and out. It's good. He usually writes really good stuff. So Absolute Batman, fully trust in his hands. But going into what is the Absolute Universe? So Darkseid created this in his image, a world where there are no real superheroes and like the world is plagued in fear and darkness. To an extent, they exist, but the world is messed up. It's basically the response to the Ultimate Universe that Marvel made by DC. And I think it is, I can't say it's better. It's really good, though. It's like having two children that are just, you can't pick one. They're good at different things for different reasons. So they're both really good. They just are different kind of concepts. I like the concept of the Marvel Ultimate Universe way more, but with that, the Ultimate Universe has a kind of concept where it does have to end after a certain time. Absolute Universe can just keep going. So now we're going to actually hop in. We're starting off in the Gotham Zoo with Bruce and his dad. In this universe, his parents are not billionaires. We start with part 1 of 5, The Zoo. The whole concept of this Batman is that he has none of the money, but all of the gadgets because he's an engineer who just has a high brain power. He is a unstoppable menace. But having said that, we start with Alfred Pennyworth. He is driving through Gotham in a city that he barely recognizes. When I'm here to do bad things. Amir left Cabal during the occupation 20 years ago. He's had me over his apartment many times. I even taught his boys how to play cricket. Sometimes I wonder if he'd invite me back if he knew the things I did in that conflict. But he runs the only decent tea shop in Gotham. That's why I keep my things next door. And we see him enter his room full of guns and weapons. Alfred Pennyworth in the main comics is, or I guess was, part of the British military. And they don't really touch on that a lot besides like he was a medic or something and helps out every now and then. This one, full spec ops, black ops, like he is doing crazy missions undercover, still working for him. His daughter Julia hates him. She's also part of the main comics and kind of has that weird thing where they don't ever talk also. But we see him calling her saying, "Hey, I'm in Gotham for a short amount of time. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I'm wondering if I can see you." And she doesn't answer. But he signs into his laptop and we see that his mission while he's in Gotham is to stop a gang known as the Party Animals, making chaos, butchering people, raising murder rate by 700%. That's crazy. 700% is a lot. Like, these are not normal people. They're psychopaths. But Alfred Pennyworth is not to stop them, is merely to get surveillance on the Party Animals. And we see another player in town caught glimpses of a man dressed up as a bat. Do not engage him either. And he says, awesome. Pulls out his weapons. He's about to leave. They're sending him the coordinates. But make note of what these party animals look like. They're wearing like these black masks. So who is probably in charge of the party animals? Take a guess. It is most likely Batman villain Black Mask. But we will see more of who it is later on. But just know that these are not normal people. These are monsters hidden behind these masks. And Pennyworth walks outside and sees his motorcycle is gone. I hate this fucking town. So we leave Pennyworth and go to Croc's gym, where we see a man who we believe to be what normal Bruce Wayne would look like, just boxing, practicing, you know. And then we see some big Man, the only words I can say is big fucking man. Walk up. Oh, hey, Bruce. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it warm for you. Don't worry, man. Love in the air. Big move. He's just full forcing on that punching bag. Thinking of his dad. So we see that his dad actually died at that zoo, or at least we think he does, just by the implication of blam, oh God. And then Bruce finally kicking off the punching bag. And we meet another friend of Bruce's that says, really, man, you really broke another punching bag? That's Waylon Jones. If you don't know who that is, in the main continuity, that is Killer Croc. And he loves reptiles. So in the Absolute Universe, so far, he's not a villain. He's just loving reptiles, owns a gym. He's like, Ozzy hooked me up with an exotic pet license. Ozzy is the penguin. So we're already setting up that in this Absolute Universe, most of the main villains are not villains. They're just regular people. So as we see, and they're friends with Bruce, actually. Bruce tells Waylon that Ozzy's probably going to get busted any day now, and he heads out to leave, and Waylon's like, what are you doing, man? The party animals are going to destroy Town Hall. Like, you can't go there. And we see a picture of everybody all together as kids. So we don't see it yet, but they're all from Crime Alley. All of them, including Bruce. He's not a billionaire. He's just a kid with Crime Alley. Grew up with, it appears, Edward Nygma, Ozzy, Two-Face, Waylon Jones, and Selena Kyle wearing the cat ears. But we leave them as Bruce leaves, and we pick up on this yacht, where we see a meeting happening, playing music, blasting music. There's some people in the pool wearing these black mask things. But the main villain right here that we see cracks a couple jokes, cracks a couple one-liners. He's got a PhD in musicology, you know? And the people he's meeting with are like, are you joking? Yes. Yes, I am. But getting into the thick of it, this man asks, hey, the rumor is that these party animals are your dudes and killing people left and right. What are they doing that for? Like, there are rules in Gotham. We don't just kill people. And then this kid walks up to interrupt him. Hey, Roman, when are you guys coming to dance? Do you guys want to go dance? He replies, it's 3 a.m. Put that kid to bed. You got to listen to me. And Black Mask stands up. Turn off the music then. Okay, I'm listening. And the two men say, we heard rumors that you're some kind of big shot. You got guys all over the world, different animals, giraffes here, goats here. You're connected to some global Illuminati. But the truth is, I've been in the business for 150 years, a century and a half. That's history. You got to respect it. That's right. And we've got brothers, cousins, and guys all over town. So take your little party boat and sail away from here, or you're going to be dead by dawn. And the mystery woman says, show him the mask, baby. So Black Mask stands up. Good idea, sweetheart. I'm afraid you have me all wrong. History is what I'm here about. And we're going to celebrate history. The end of it. And he pulls out what are called death masks. These ones, I got Socrates, I got Martin Luther over there, got George Washington over there, and I have your brother. And that's your cousin, Mr. Falcone. And we have 2 more for you. And then he murders them and says, keep the music going. So we're not dealing with your regular old Black Mask sitting in an office being like, it's okay, we're just a crime boss. This guy is full crazy. And I love it because Black Mask to me has always been like, he's just there. He's in that one Red Hood story that's pretty good. That's it. He's kind of whatever. But this one makes him seem really scary. But we finally get to see Batman in action. So we see 6 murdered people just today. The question is, who are these monsters, these party animals? Some kids say they've gone mad. Act part with the machetes. We are warning you, the footage you're about to see is disturbing. And we just see a bunch of random people pulled up with guns. But we see tonight Mayor Jim Gordon. So Jim Gordon is not police commissioner anymore. He is the actual mayor of Gotham. And Jim Gordon being one of the most important people in the Batman mythos, almost like an adopted father to him. Because he's one of the first people that took care of Bruce after his parents got murdered and helped him out. But we see him on the stage. Step down, Gordon, you're a disgrace. You're a joke. We're going to vote Mayor Hill. The main problem that people are seeing with Gordon is not that he's a bad mayor, which I guess he might be. I don't know. I'm not a politician, and I don't know anything about politics. But they're talking about how these party animals, are killing all of them under Gordon's watch. He used to be a cop, and he's letting it happen. Mayor Hill, he might be a terrible person, but at least under him, it wasn't as bad. And one of these men pulled out a good point. I run Finger Tailors on 27th Street every single weekday for 71 years. I've walked to my shop except the day my son was born and the day my wife died. 18,302 times I've walked down there, but I don't walk there anymore. I don't walk anywhere because I'm scared now. But while that man is talking, Pennyworth sees the party animals walk by, ape skulls and bad from prom clothes, heavily armed, laughing and giddy gleefully. This is going to be bad. But Pennyworth's handlers say, do not intervene, only watch. Jim goes on, I promise you we will bring these criminals to justice. I'm working around the clock with the city police. And then this man shouts, the party animals torched a station 2 hours ago. It's all over the news. The cops can't do anything. Nobody can do anything. And Harvey Bullock is getting upset, who is Jim Gordon's right-hand man in almost everything. But while he's talking, this woman steps up. Jim Gordon served this city honorably for a few long years. I work with his office. I trust him. I also trust us to be better than this because it's not just up to him, Commissioner Bullock. It's up to all of us to stop these people. And while she's talking, a flashbang comes in. Party animals pull up and start firing at everybody, specifically Gordon. And we also see one person, Barbara Gordon. That's Barbara Gordon right there. But while the party animals are there, we see them get whipped up by some man into the elevator. They get beat up. Everybody says, stand back. Batman's here. Barbara opens the door and sees Batman. Whatever you hear, do not open this door. But Alfred's handler says, is there any casualties? No, the other player just arrived. Well, if he disrupts any intel, you are to engage him. So they engage Batman, but leave the party animals. That's whack. But Batman's hanging off the perch like a bat, and they start shooting at him. His thing is already bulletproof. Awesome. He drops a little smoke pellet down while they're shooting at him. He just hooks him with his cape, throwing him around, throwing him through buildings, throwing him into light poles. He uses his cape to stand on stilts, smacks him. I mean, the creative use of this Batman as an engineer, so good. I love this. Where our mainline Batman is a genius with a bunch of tech and everything, this one is a genius, not billionaire, that just uses brute strength and engineering feats. It's a beautiful thing. But Alfred's still not intervening, even though Batman is engaging the scene. He just says, I'm gathering data. He wants to see what Bruce can actually do. Batman pulls out, I can't really say they're batarangs. He just pulls out knives, boomerang-looking things, throws them from his ears. Fast, steady, above all, focused. You've been waiting for this, haven't you? You've trained mixed martial arts, your own blend, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you're a striker above all. Brutal, yet precise. You're putting on a show. A leg stomped on so everyone hears the crack. An arm snapped over your knee, sending a message. You're enjoying it too. And the knife work, my lord, so bloody, yet you miss an artery just by enough. No fatalities, not one. An idealist. So Batman takes all of them out and leaves a couple left. This big dude with a big butcher knife comes up. You better move. This hand has killed more people than you can count. Now I'm going to give you one chance. Get the fuck out of our way. And Batman takes off a battle axe from his chest symbol and shoves it out. And then while this other guy charges, cuts off his hand. Batman says, I hope they can reattach them. There's a hospital 3 blocks south of here. Or east, I don't know. But you'd have to run. The rest of you, I'm going to give you a chance to get out of my way. And his suit is monstrous. He is a menace. But Alfred goes on, well done. But if you were a true tactician, you'd set up a trap for those. And then we see that the stairs are actually a booby trap laid by Bruce. He explodes it. And then his handler says, Pennyworth, what's going on? The satellite images don't make sense. The player is you have to engage. And he says, okay, I'll go out there. He walks down and sees The party animals just disoriented, getting up from the trap. He pulls up to Batman. This is the sound of a DC-34 automatic shotgun, son. There are only 3 of them in the world. It could blow your brains out all over this sidewalk before you even blink. And Batman just kicks him, grabs it, and goes, sounds dangerous, and then just leaves. So after he leaves, Alfred does some investigative work. The next day, everyone's talking about it. Who is this Batman? So who are you really, Bruce Wayne? You hide your tracks well, but it's easy when you're no one. Just some guy, 24 years old. Mom is a social worker, dad is a teacher. You grow up in crime alley, high friends, low places, tight group. You're smart, excel in school, your parents have you tested, and you score near genius level. Then, in the 5th grade, you win a student engineering competition, creating a mobile collapse bridge that can be used to bring down aids of locations hit by catastrophic damage from war. The design is an origami-like based on the anatomy of a bat wing, and the prize is a trophy and a trip for your whole class to the Gotham Zoo, where it starts. Now we finally see the death of Thomas Wayne getting gunned down at a shooting at the zoo. Thomas Wayne hurries all of the students inside of the Bat House, puts them inside the back. We see that he shuts the door to protect the kids and gets shot. After that, you lose yourself for a while, lash out, rage at the world, and then you find yourself, something inspires you. You straighten out, you go back to school, get a scholarship to the best university in the state, but when you get there, you're injured in the first week, a soft tissue tear. I've seen the x-rays though, and I've been in command of men who faked injuries to escape duty, and I suspect that's exactly what you did. But why? You were good enough to be a star, even go pro, because you were saving your body for last night. For all of this, whatever it is you built, you studied applied mechanics, chemistry, criminal psychology, military theory, sociology, history, everything to prepare, and then you come home. You set up in Gotham, work in the power grid, then the water department, sanitation. After that, you intern at City Hall, studying public policy, macro and micro, learning our city, the body, the brain, every part of Gotham, until finally you come full circle, the engineer, creating, building. You even fix what you break, repairing the stairs you blew up last night. You've built something here, Bruce. I see it now, and it's impressive. But I've taken down men like you before, in cities, in jungles, in deserts all over the world, because you're crusaders, and crusaders always have a weakness. And yours is sitting right there, and it's Bruce's mom. So his mom is still alive, as compared to Thomas Wayne, who is dead. I could kill you right here in front of her. It'd be that easy. It's what I should do. And we see Alfred gets a text from Julia's daughter. Never contact me again. But you're just a kid. So he doesn't do it. I don't know if it's because of Bruce. He's like, I can help this guy. He's doing the right thing, so I'm not going to kill him. Or it's he lost Julia, so he can take in another kid. You know what I'm saying? But we pick up later that night on the top of a building. There's more to these are skill masks than appear. They aren't just for protection or even intimidation. When I cracked one, opened the circuitry inside. Oh, and the recording. Alfred walks up. Pretty smart, mate, hiding out on the top of these buildings. All the top floors are owned by companies and oligarchs who never use them, just hollow investments. You know this because you worked on them. But I'm closing you down right now. But we see Bruce pick up the shotgun as Pennyworth enters. I thought you were better than that, son. You get caught and all those deals go out the window? Give me the gun, kid. You're not a killer. And he just shoots him in the face, and then he drives off on a motorcycle. We'll see that motorcycle in a second. But we see Pennyworth say, and then a few things happen very fast. First, I realized that this guy modified my prize shotgun to be non-lethal. He ruined it. Second, I hear a very gun clatter by my side, as though he's saying, you can keep it. And then I hear this roar. The roar of my own motorcycle. Fourth, his voice tells me you're not the only one who follows people. And we see that Bruce stole his motorcycle in the beginning of the run. He's been following Pennyworth the entire time. But he drives off the top of the building. And Pennyworth thinks to myself, maybe you're not so bad these days in Gotham. And that's the end of issue 1. But we have one last little epilogue. Alfred talks to his handlers, talking about the party animals. They talk about his old target. Tracked him somewhere in the Philippines, but I'm not sure where he's at. I tracked him, studied with Henry Descartes in France, then they killed him. He trained with the League of Assassins, and then they killed him. Now, in the wind. And we meet this man. His name is Jack Arthur. They're not really sure what his name is, but he's one of the 30 richest men in the world. And one of the men say, "You think you want to be my rich best friend? Hey, don't do that. Don't joke." Why not? You didn't hear this guy never laughs at anything ever. They call him the Joker. With that, we're ending issue 1. That's such a good issue. Thank you for watching, listening, however you enjoy. We're going to do some fan suggested ones later. Yeah. Peace out. All right. Welcome back. We're doing Absolute Batman issue 2. The cover has Alfred shooting Bruce in the face, but we'll see that's pretty much not how it's going to go. So let's go ahead and hop in. We start with a flashback of Bruce saying, Dad, please open the door, and a bat screech, and then all the bats attack him. And this is kind of where Bruce Wayne gets the Batman from. Batman the Zoo, part 2 of 5. As we know, most Bruce Waynes fall down in like a pit or have something with a bunch of bats that scares him, kind of sticks in the back of his mind of that's what he needs to become. But we pick up with Pennyworth narrating. Over the next 2 weeks, the party animals escalate their offensive on Gotham. And in return, Batman escalates his offensive on them. He's in the aquarium, just taking them down, taking bullets, knives in the back. He's in everywhere, but he seems to know where their biggest attacks will be, and he meets them head on, like tonight at the aquarium. For my part, I've tried to help him add surveillance protections because the more he disrupts, the more Sionus set up for the battle. The more data I collect, which gives me that much closer to leaving Gotham. Lately, Sionus has brought in more of his party animals, enough to take on a small militia. When I was in Special Forces, my commanders always said that what makes you a great leader is knowing when to advance forward and when to retreat and regroup. Campaigns are long. 1 advance forward, 1 retreat and regroup. Every battle, I think this is where he realizes it's time to retreat and regroup, and yet he plans everything, uses everything. This Batman uses his environment like crazy. So he smashes into the back of the aquarium, lets water spill everywhere. A fighter who knows his terrain takes advantage, and he drops a little capsule into the water. He employs a chemically concentrated version of vinegar and turns the salt water into hydrochloric acid, and he burns their feet on. His toes are gone. He is a menace. He has stash houses all over the city, not one, but many caves. I haven't been able to pinpoint more than a few, but from his movements, I've plotted a line in which the others might be located. And if anything, he's highly, certainly committed to the bit. And we see that they just made a giant bat symbol around Gotham. What I love is that this Batman, even though he doesn't have all the money, is still a fucking menace. This dude, without the money, is still going around Gotham beating up criminals. He doesn't have a certain bat cave to say, like our regular Batman. It's just a bunch of random stashes that he hides out at, and then he will obviously go on top of those buildings like we saw in the last issue. But we see Pennyworth keep going. He's not the Bat. His routine is monastically tight. He goes to work, then vanishes. There's a rumor he meets with the Red Hood, a suspected resistance group, but the truth is, he's a man alone. He steers clear of his mother these days. He breaks from his routine only once to go stop at Blackgate Penitentiary to visit Joseph Chill, his father's killer. What he says to Chill, I don't know. I only have visual, no audio, but I can only imagine. And I only like him more for it. Another week in my handler tells me I have to drop protections from Batman. They say he's become too volatile of a factor. I consider pushing back, telling him that the Batman has helped my mission. That in fact, his provocations have helped me form a new theory about who Sionus is and he's part of. I think he's making my case. Instead, I remove the protections. Soon after, the party animals find his caves in the empty high-rises as I did. I try to picture Bruce up there at the moment he finally understands, when he sees, but he gets the message, retreat and regroup, Batman fucking R. So the party animals go up, they see it explodes, but that moment doesn't come, and it hits me then, maybe that's all he is one long advance forward. And we see this has to be one of the best panels of Batman. I love this panel so much. I have it even hanging up on my wall. I'll show you in a second.
Oh my God, I have it right here. This is it. Yeah, we're in the middle of moving, so awesome. We're going back to the video.
But oh my gosh, he destroyed the building to look like a Batman. So good. But we pick up with Mayor Hill and also Gordon. So Gordon's watching onto the TV. He's recovering in the hospital, but Mayor Hill's talking about the attacks. They turn off the TV as Gordon requested. But now instead of talking about the party animals, they talk about Batman. Barbara's defending Batman, just like always, and Bullock is skeptical of Batman. Also, just like always. See, they always are. But while they're fighting, somebody else shows up. It is Bruce's mom. We know that she is Gordon's right-hand man from last issue where she stood up for Gordon while the public yelled at him. Harvey gets a call, so they have to leave to go fight more party animals. So while they go, Martha and Gordon talk about how they left the kids in this world. Guess they'll have to be crazier than ever. Gordon goes on about how his re-election feels like a pipe dream. He doesn't know if he's going to still make it, but goes on about Bruce. I didn't see him at first. I didn't know he was there until he screamed with all the bats all over him. And then we kind of get into the background of what Bruce was like after his parents' death, or at least Thomas's death. Before that day, he was my little boy. He told me everything, every dumb detail of his day. His whole inner life was mine. But now, I barely know him at all. So after his father's death, Bruce kind of just wants to be left alone. Like his friends are outside. His mom tells him to go play, and he says, no, leave me alone. Throws his science fair first place out the window. So that day, something snapped into Bruce. But we pick up with Bruce currently at the famous poker game. If you don't know about these, the villains of Gotham usually play poker together and share stories. So this is what they're doing in the Absolute Universe. It's all the people that are usually villains in the main series still playing poker. But I guess Bruce showing up is a rare occurrence. Waylon Jones is going to take a picture of him. They're like, hey, no pictures, man. You know what the deal is. But here we have Harvey Dent. We have Ozzy in the middle. And we have Edward Nygma on the right. But while they're talking, playing, and bantering all together, they talk about Selina. So usually Selina shows up also. Looks like she's in Cairo. Bruce pulls out the party animal skull. I found it while repairing at the city hall. Edward Nygma is intrigued by this because it's technology. He stands up. I see 4 different chips just in the outer weave that looks like AGIS, a geographical information system. It maps shared targets onto a private GPS network, assigns different values, meaning if one knew how to decode it, one could possibly get a bead on where the party animals are going to show up next. And we see Bruce already figuring that out. These chips are actually Premier. So I'm actually going to go grab this. I'm going to be borrowing this. But we find out that the real reason that Bruce is here mostly is to get information. These heavily armed party animals must be moving in on everyone's territory. Ozzy gets all defensive. I've atypical business, but I don't own any territory. He's like, no, I'm not asking about that. For what it's worth, the party animals aren't moving in on anything. As far as I can tell, they're just wrecking the city. Word is that their man, Roman, kills everyone he meets and makes a deal. So Bruce poses the question to Dent. You think it's political, causing havoc this close to the election? You think it's to sink Gordon down? And Harvey responds, no, we all love Jim. He was hurting before all the chaos. It'd be overkill. My 2 cents, this isn't really political. It's more than just power. And Bruce says, what's a bigger motivator than power? Harvey says, money. Brother, the source, the chicken, the egg, both. Bruce reveals his hand. I got 3 aces, 4 if we're playing with jokers. And they respond, jokers are never welcome here, Bruce. Foreshadowing. That joker is a menace also. I don't know if you've seen any spoilers later on, but man, that guy's nuts. But they go on, should have never let you in on the pot. And look, I don't know if anything has to do with the party animals, but from what I hear in the halls, Hill has been taking in a lot of capital. Like, a lot. This guy, I know who works in his office, young guy named Haiti, scumbag, but still, He says Hill is riding high on some new purse he calls his golden chest. And Bruce says, what is that, like a donor corporate? Well, I don't know, Bruce. No one knows. It's one coin nobody wants to flip over. So Bruce breaks into Hill's office, breaks into his actual room, hacks his computer, a golden chest also known as an Arc. Arc M. And when he opens it, Black Mask is there. Finally, Batman, we meet. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to chat. I like you. I do. You're my kind of party. So I'll tell you a deal. Everything you've ever wanted, but you're in a bit of a spot. We tipped off the whole GCPD, and my people have the building surrounded. Still, I'll be waiting on your call. All you have to do is survive. So they attack Batman knowing that he was going to come over there. An RPG hits his building. Bruce runs down, jumps down the elevator shaft, and he sees Pennyworth. Pennyworth goes, hey, hear me out. You're a good detective, kid, but I've learned some things about them. The party animals, they're not what they seem. And Bruce says, no, I'm good. Pennyworth keeps going on. I've come to believe that we can help each other. Just give me a chance to explain. You have 30 seconds. All right, thank you, but we need to get out of here. They're all over the place. We have to get somewhere safe. I have a car hidden out back unless you have one. And Bruce turns on the Batmobile. And what do we see that it is? A giant dump truck, bulldozer thing. Oh my goodness. It destroys cop cars getting out. But we end the issue with Selina as a young kid coming up from whenever Bruce threw his gold coin away. She says, you lose something? Get up. You're coming with me. And that ends issue 2. So thank you for watching, listening, enjoying, however you want to do it. Yeah, this was issue 2 of Absolute Batman. We're going to be doing a bunch of these. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I didn't want to bundle them all together and rush all the episodes. I'd rather just do like one at a time. So yeah, that's why you see a bunch of shorter episodes instead. But we'll be doing them out faster, I believe. I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you for watching, listening, enjoying. Peace out. All right, welcome back to Absolute Batman. We're doing issue 3. So let's go ahead and hop in. So last issue we ended with Bruce and young Selina Kyle going out to go on adventures. And this is where we pick up with them. Bruce, in his slump, gets picked up by Selina. She makes him feel better. So they go tightroping, jump on buildings. And what I'm hoping for is that they have a romance in this instead of Bruce and Barbara. That would make me die. I hate all of those Bruce Barbaras. Please don't do that. Bruce Tim, that's one of your worst ideas. Please quit doing it. It's terrible. I hate seeing it. The Killing Joke movie, awful. It's a good movie besides that first portion, just terrible. While they're tightroping, going around, Bruce slips, falls, Selina picks him up. It's okay, I got you. But for the rest of the night, cat eyes. I got it. Welcome to the zoo, part 3 of 5. But picking up with current Bruce, he escaped a building with Pennyworth after getting destroyed by the party animals because he found a secret little code called Arc M and talked to Black Mask, who wanted to give him a deal. I spent more than 4 decades cultivating life of stealth. I have over 20 passports, twice as many identities. I pride myself on being no one. The vague shape of a man sitting across from you on the train. An outline of charcoal sketch. 40 years of creating a life in the shadows. I'll find myself driving down Broadway on the hood of a giant bat-themed dump truck, and suddenly it occurs to me, I may actually hate Batman. What the hell are you doing? You can't just plow straight through the city. And Bruce says, I gave you 30 seconds to talk. You better keep talking. Make it your case fast. And then this is where Pennyworth reveals, yeah, this guy is called the Black Mask. He's a leader of a secret paramilitary group that serves some of the most powerful people on the planet, destabilizing local governments, violent disruption. I believe that man is Roman Sionissus, the leader of the party animals. Bruce says, cool information. You got 25 seconds left. Pennyworth goes on, I hate to break it to you, but we're probably going to die in 5 seconds. We need a faster vehicle. And Bruce presses on some buttons and goes, pretend you didn't say that. And we see the Batmobile transform into a more of a car look shape, blasts down the Broadway. I may actually love Batman. Pennyworth goes on, the sweet smell of kerosene burns my nose as we rocket forward. Homemade jet engines, ever the builder, this one. Okay, you need to listen to me. I can help you. He jumps into the hatch, gets ready to fire. If Cyanos is the blast mass, then he's too big to fight, too dangerous. He's got endless resources. And Bruce says, I'll be bigger, better. You have 10 seconds left. Pennyworth goes on, he offered you a deal back there. I heard him. That means he's ready to compromise. My guess is that whatever he's trying to achieve on these attacks on Gotham, it's almost over. I'm saying you meet with him, step down your fight. I'll bet he lowered the attacks on Gotham to almost nothing. He'll even stop them maybe. You get to be a hero. You're saving lives through diplomacy. Bruce says, I'm not going to do that. By quitting? No. Pennyworth goes on, Black Mask serves some of the richest global plutocrats. This offer, it's probably $100 million or more. You take it, you can set Batman up as if it were something real, something with impact. And Bruce poses the age-old question, what's in it for you? And Pennyworth says, for Cyanos to make the deal, he needs to make transactions that will likely give me people all they need on him. So me, I get to leave this city, you get to be Batman. That's basically it. We'll use the intel to get here to apprehend him down the line. Eventually, me and my people will get him. We all win. And we see bat-themed wrecking balls, bat-themed gunfire shoot from this Batmobile, destroys a car. But the sirens behind them grow louder. He stopped his blasted countdown. He's been hearing me out. He's listening. And we see that Commissioner Harvey Bullock starts screaming at him. You guys need to exit the vehicle. Whoever else you got in there. There's nowhere left for you to go. They're at the edge of the pier. Pennyworth says, we make a decent team, kid. Let me have something to get us out of this one, and let's keep it going. Bruce says, pull that lever in front of you. And he pulls it and shoots Alfred outside of the car. The regular car jumps into the water, goes through a sewer pipe, and exits out into one of the many bat caves. Picking up with younger Bruce, with Selina, they go up to a rooftop with a bunch of little kitties. Some people like the idea of a foster kid, but not the real thing. That's a good case. This was the case. Doesn't matter. So we see that Selina used to be a foster kid. She has no family anymore. She went through 3 homes in the last year. And Bruce says, what if you came and stayed with us, with my mom? She loves you. You could. And Selina says, no, I am not going to do that. Let's talk about something else, something more happy. They go back and they watch Zorro. So 2 of the most important things in Batman's life happened pretty much within a week. Parents' death, or one of the parents' deaths, and then watching Zorro. And these are usually where he gets the idea of being Batman from. But we pick up with current Bruce Wayne, with Edward Nygma. If he's not gonna be a villain of the Riddler, this AI robot thing will. That is nightmare fuel. That is terrifying. Nygma goes, ask me away, Bruce. This robot is me and contains about 4/5 of all human knowledge, and it's counting. His name is Al, after Alan Turing, the Library of Alexandria, and the visual play on AI, of course. But now I'm thinking something with riddles. Riddle Man? Because the great riddle of humanity is how to live forever. Am I right? We all exist inside this dude, but I digress. Go on. This is most likely going to become Absolute Riddler. We haven't seen anybody else become a villain yet, but I'm guessing that this robot will go haywire and become the Absolute Riddler. Nygma will probably stay good. It's probably just this robot. Bruce says, hey, robot, how does the party animal thing work? And he responds, the mask has 3 functions. 1, completely gets rid of the wearer's identity from global and all local deciphering means. 2, creates a wallet for the wearer connected to a highly protected private network of cryptocurrency called the Black Coin. 3, it provides objectives and targets for the wearer with different valuations. And by that I mean arson, robbery, murder, each has a different value of Black Coin. But we're talking tens and hundreds of thousands. Members can get quite wealthy quite fast. How would someone disrupt it for this to work, says Bruce? Well, the network is far too expansive for anyone to bring it down. Could take out a local server, but the network is a satellite based. There are deposits of these masks all over the world. hundreds, maybe thousands of members. Enigma says there's nothing you can do, just destroy the mask and forget about it. It doesn't matter. And Edward Enigma says, you know what the oldest riddle is? What building does a man walk into blind and walk out with sight? A school. Knowledge is vision. I see a lot, too much, sometimes. It's why friendship hasn't been easy to find and why I value yours so much. So this is me looking at you and asking you to stop. But Bruce gets a phone call from Harvey. I have 1 minute before I have to be in court with a judge who hates me, but I did what you asked, looked into the ARC-M fund. Though it could get me fired, a lot of funding comes from a company called JK Holdings, highly diverse subsidiaries across the globe, but one specialty is private, secure facilities, private prisons, not just ordinary ones, black sites. And these sites, they have investment from biotech, farm, even genetic firms. Whatever is happening at these places, we see Harvey Bullock meet Mayor Hill. You're not getting my endorsement, Hill. That's why I invited you here. You can forget it. Jim and I, whoa, hey, man, slow down, Commissioner. I'm not going to steal you away from old Jimmy. Just wanted you to thank you for all you do and introduce you to a friend of mine. Can we come aboard this yacht? Last time we saw a yacht, Black Mask was there. So, Harvey Bullock, meet Mr. Roman Sionissus. Commissioner, welcome aboard. We see the Black Mask is fighting somebody named Bibbo Babowski, former champ Southpaw from the Suicide Slum. If you don't know who that is Superman's #1 fan in the main comics. I'm surprised that he's just in Gotham and has such a little, not a big thing in this run, but he's mentioned a couple times, which is very weird. We see them fighting, and Black Mask gets to talking. I'm a professional pacifist. By pacifist, I mean I help bring peace to troubled areas around the world. Good places being taken advantage by bad people. Your city could use some peace these days under your boss, Jim Gordon. Some very bad people tearing up Gotham. And he just breaks Bilbo's arm. I'm not going to stand here and listen to you bad mouth Jimmy. I would never do that. Jim Gordon's a good man. We all agree. You two were in the corpse together. I get it. It's a real bond. But the fact is, the party animals are fucking degenerates. Young, godless, belief in nothing. They're filth. And they're growing in number. Between them and this Batman, you have to get things under control now, or it all falls apart fast. Hearts and minds, soft laws. You know what else that leads to. War. Bingo. I've seen it happen all over cities, all over the world. I grew up in one. Now I hear you requested 4 RVs and 1 air. My people can get you 10 and plenty of choppers, all through state channels, all above board. So how about it? What do you say? And he strangles Bilbo. Bilbo starts tapping, choking them. And he's like, is he dead? And he's like, no, don't worry about him, Commissioner. I'll be fine. Let's go talk about peace. He just does a hardcore power move, just intimidating the fuck out of Commissioner. But we pick up with Pennyworth and Bruce setting up camera equipment. Are your eyes open yet, Bruce? You're starting to see the pieces. They call them ARCs. These are black sites, secret unregulated prisons in conjunction with the other governments around the world. ARC A was the first, the prototype in Sant Prisca. ARC B is in Russia. ARC C in China. And Bruce picks up his camera and sees across the bay ARC M is the biggest one yet, planned for Gotham. Look at it, Bruce. Look at what you're up against and all you could lose. So they're setting up another giant prison to hold people in captive, experiment, test on them, a black site that no one's allowed into to see across from Gotham. And I like that it's called Arkham, because Arkham in the main comics, mental facility, holding place for all the villains. This is probably going to be around the same where it holds all the villains, but they're all just giant science subjects that are just crazy. But we go back to young Selena, young Bruce, watching Zorro still. That day, you remember the joke you made to your dad about the lion? How the lion had it made at the zoo? And your father said maybe the lion was safe and cozy, but it didn't mean anything? Well, this is your chance to mean something, Bruce. You've got talents other kids don't have, and yes, it's scary and dangerous and new, but you need to look at it and go right at it. Cat eyes. And then the rest of the group shows up. They all comfort Bruce, hang out with Bruce. this was really just a ploy by his mom to go watch Zorro with all the other kids so that he doesn't feel alone. She doesn't want Bruce to be alone. And Bruce, deep down, also doesn't either. My guess is that he took this to heart. He's got other gifts that other people can't, so he has to be Batman. But current day Bruce goes and sees his mom and basically tells her, hey, with all this chaos in the city, you as a public official, maybe you should lie low. And she says, no, I can't lie low, Bruce. In fact, I'm stepping up as Jim's deputy mayor. I'm on the way to the official press event right now. And he says, Deputy Mayor, why would you do that? The party animals keep targeting officials, stepping up to attack. You're putting a bullseye on yourself. And she says, I believe in what Jim is doing. I won't go watch the city collapse. I'm going to help people. And he responds, what if you can't? Like, what if it's too big? She says, then you go and try anyway. That's who we are. That's who I am. It's who your father was. And he's like, well, he's dead now. So she gives him a kiss and says, I'm not going to slap you. Clean up when you're done. Bye. And Pennyworth makes a note. You can't do it all, kid. You can't protect them. It doesn't matter how brave you are, how skilled you are, how right you are. There's only one thing you can do, and it's to keep them safe. And he's watching his daughter, who is a teacher. A ball gets too close to Alfred's van, so he just drives off. But he continues on. But that's how you should accept it. Look around. Pass your fists at all the people who get hurt. Look up to the towers, the satellites, the forces at work, the whole sky tilted against you, and then look down past your feet at how far you could fall and do only good thing you can. And then we get into Mayor Hill going on television saying that he is going to come back to run for mayor again. Tomorrow marks the anniversary of one of the most violent days in city history, the Gotham Zoo shooting. Pros that this year, first time since the tragedy, we do not turn on a memorial light. It would be a mockery to see it brighten up the sky with blood running in our streets. And amidst all this, the people are wondering, where's Batman? How will we respond? So Mayor Hill says, no more lights. It doesn't matter. We don't need to worry about that whenever we're worried. We need to worry about this. We'll see how everybody reacts to that later. That's kind of a major ploy against Bruce and also his mom. But we pick up with Bruce again. That's right, $200 million to stand down for 1 week, and I'll make sure we go a little bit easier on Gotham. Now, I can't see you, buddy, but I hope you're smiling and thinking about it. Thinking about all of the good Batman could do with that kind of money. The cars, the weapons, the tech. He'll be something larger than life, something epic. Batman will be, and Bruce says, I'll take the deal. You don't have to keep going. So he is going to get $200 million to just give up for 1 week as Batman. And let them do whatever they want to do. So with that, we're ending issue 3. Thank you for listening, enjoying, and watching how you choose to do it. We're going to continue more Absolute Batman and Absolute Universe stuff. Yeah, keep checking it out. Peace out.
All right. Welcome back to Absolute Batman. So last issue, we saw him take a deal from Black Mask to stop being Batman for like a week in exchange for 200 mil, which... I would take 200 mil. But yeah, that's the deal. No more Batman, 200 mil. I get to do whatever I want. Maybe we won't do it as harsh on the city, but who knows? Now we're in issue 4. This one is more of like a precursor. Kind of what makes Batman tick. So we kind of get more into Bruce as a kid and also his early days as being this Batman. So let's hop in. Mr. Wayne, for the court's clarification, this morning Mr. Chill was prepared to give a statement, but you requested to speak first. You said it was urgent. It's unconventional, but given the extraordinary nature of this case, I've granted you that right. You can go ahead now, son. So what do you have to say? And we flip to some muggers on a roof. They get into a little exchange of words, and one of them pushes the other off the roof. And then she gets thrown back up. What? How did this happen? I didn't see anything. And then we see Batman there. Oh my god, dude, he looks terrifying. But he screeches down, bites the other dude with, like, his claws, and then slashes the other guy in the chest. And it is early days Batman. He is more of a klutz. He's getting shot at by muggers. He punches the other guy, grabs the gun. I choose a bat. And my only thought about this is, like, he uses a gun? I can't say Batman wouldn't do that because I'm sure Batman has picked up a gun before, but also he did pick up a shotgun earlier in the series and he used it, but it's non-lethal. That's the only thing that's weird, but he doesn't use the gun in this, so I'm not going to hate because it's not like he's killing people. He just picked up the gun. You can let me know what you think about it below in the comments, and also subscribe and like the video, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. But flash from the past, we get to go with Bruce and Thomas Wayne talking about the bridge. So this is what he won in a contest to get to the zoo. For the Young Engineers competition, I chose a bat. It's held at the zoo this year. A lot of other animals come from distressed areas, so we have to build a bridge for a place like that, but themed around an animal. Well, it's big. Well, that's the idea. Bats are intimidating. I made it appear super high and reinforced. See, that's all it came along. What? I just wonder if that's really the best strategy for a place in need is intimidation. Well, it'll make people inside feel safe, strong, protected. I tested up to 30 pounds. That's a good job, son. Good luck with it. But before he even uses the gun, they yell at him, drop it now. This is all wrong. What are you doing, Bruce? It's just theatrics. The face paint, the voice disorder, silicone fangs loaded with paralytic, and this, the gun. They're street criminals, the most desperate, scarce of the 10 thieves. Others take their place. No, it's not enough. Batman needs to do more. Think bigger. So build him. The pipeline comes from Florida, where gun and farm laws are loosened. They call it Orange Blossom Special. 80% of illegal weapons hide it into Gotham. The gangs in the row get almost all their guns and pills from the OBS. The material comes up in produce trucks because weight records are less exact. Citrus, mostly. They say all guns smell like oranges when they're fine. All of it comes to Gotham through the checkpoints run by the Maroni and Falcones. The families shift the hot point each month to avoid raids. Raids, they know are coming anyway. Look at them. They do it all in plain sight, and why not? They're not the street criminals. They have deals with a dozen companies in Gotham and at least 3 banks. And it's always nice to see the Falcones and Maronis. Classic little street gangs, always there every universe. I love them all. But they're just too damn large to take down. And we see a tiny Batmobile. It's not a real big size Batmobile. It's a little RC car. It goes underneath the semi-truck. And then while the truckers are talking, Batman's sitting in the middle of the road. His suit's a little upgraded. And they're like, run him down. And then he blows the RC car like a little mechanical suspension and then flips the truck into the top of it. A bottle jack, an RC Roadster loaded with a 4600 kV, some black paint, all under $1,000. See, Bruce, this feels better. My boy's just making gadgets for cheap because he got no money. So Batman takes them down while they're like, we need to get out of here. I think I figured it out. Let's go. Absolute Batman is in. Early days, baby. I mean, the whole run is him early days, but now he's even earlier. But going back to Thomas and Brucey Poo, bats adapt besides rodents. There are actually more bat species than any other mammal on Earth. Why? Because they use echolocation to map an area, they learn, and they adjust there to succeed. This version, the pilings are adjustable. The deck is on rotators. The grinders can extend. It's really impressive, but I love it. Think it's good enough to win? I don't know, but all that matters is that you feel it's like the best you can do, and it shows how special a bat is at the core. You think so? How do you know what anything is at the core? Well, Bruce, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's trial and error, you know. Before you were born, all I wanted to be was a doctor. Shout out to the OG Thomas Wayne. Flashpoint Thomas Wayne is Batman, but shout out to the OG for being a doctor. And I wanted to because your grandpa, my dad, drove the G39 bus route 6 days a week on his day off. Though the two of us would go down to Amusement Mile, walk out on the pier. There's a guy who sold these frozen bananas dipped in chocolate. We get one, and I loved it. Anyway, one Sunday, we were on our way, and all of a sudden, my father died. I thought he was playing a joke, but then I saw his face. I knew he was dead. The fear, the terror of being left alone like that. He died before he even hit the ground. So it just became what I wanted to do, heart surgeon. I was ready to apply to med schools, and then we got pregnant with you, and well, that really did change things. Is this a guilt trip? Did I ruin your life? No, but I did go through this period of searching, looking for what I was wanting to be beyond a father, a husband. And what I realized was that my desire to be a doctor was really just about wanting to prevent other kids from feeling what I felt. As a teacher, I could make kids feel safe by preparing them for the world. Maybe in another life, I am a doctor, but in this one, teaching gives me a way of doing the core thing. I'm going to help your mom. So, 2 or 3 things to take out of this. 1, he never became a doctor. He became a teacher because I guess they got pregnant with Bruce a little bit earlier than they normally do in our canon universe. And this isn't the first time they've referenced the other universe. Absolute Wonder Woman did it a bunch in one of their issues. I can't remember which issue it was. I believe it's 4 or 5. Hecate, the goddess in that run, we go over it also. She talks about how Diana is in the main universe. So it's nice to see references of the main continuity. And then lastly, he said that his main goal was to make nobody feel like he did when his father died. Well, you failed, and you made Batman. And now Bruce finally gives his statement. I know Mr. Chill gets to make a statement today, but before that, I wanted to say that I've had a moment to think about everything that happened that day, and I just wanted to say I realized. Because that morning, it was so perfect. I won the trip for a class, and I was walking to the zoo with my friends, and we were laughing about how weird the giraffes were, their tongues all long and black. And the best part was my dad. I was playing like I didn't notice, but behind me, I caught glimpses of it. He was proud of me. And in that moment, I knew this was as happy as I ever get. I wanted to stay and never leave. And then we see Bruce, older, go on little mini trips while his previous version is talking over. I think I was coming at it all wrong, Dad. I was thinking about the bridge, not the people. That's where you start. The people. They just want to live, to flourish. But this place, like the assignment says, it's been hit by a disaster, maybe natural, maybe man-made. But it's in trouble. The people, brave face or not, they've got to be worried about what's going to happen. They look around and see things falling apart. They're hurting. They're feeling like no one sees them. Like they're at the mercy of all these forces that seem beyond their control. Powerless. Some and angry at everyone who let them down, and some are scared and hungering. But it's bad. And Tiny Bruce says, you killed that happiness forever, Mr. Chill. So I'm not staying for anything you have to say. I don't care what made you do what you did. I just need you to know that I hate you. I fucking hate you. Do you hear me? Whoa, Mr. Wayne, don't say that. And this makes me intrigued because we've seen Joe Chill like 3 times already. This is issue 4. And I want to know what he says because Alfred in issue number 1 talks about how Bruce keeps going back to Mr. Chill every week. I want to know how that relationship is. And Bruce as a kid talking to his dad still continues on. I'm saying maybe in another place and time, something else would be enough. But here at this place, at this moment, their bat needs to be all of it. Plus more. Explain that for me. And then Bruce, older, it should be more intimidating, but even more so, scary. It should be more adaptable. It should be map further than before, roosting in all sorts of new places, just taking spots over. So Bruce is fixing up his suit to make it even more terrifying than an actual just regular old suit. He's working on the bat thumb, as he calls it. Younger Bruce is like, let me reveal what I made for you. Ta-da, it's the little bridge. See, it's got everything other designs had, but this one, it's got a little extra feature. It flies. Really, it's lightweight, foldable, so it can be dropped from a plane and parachute down, so the people can just set it up themselves. There are instructions on the flap. Be a tool to use however they need. They don't have to rely on the powers that be to set it up. Makes the bridge theirs. They can use it for aid, for defense, even offense. But now, almost the last time we pick up with adult Bruce, the annual Dance for a Better Gotham charity hall. Gotham's finest mingle, then sponsor a competition in which the youth dance groups from different neighborhoods compete for prizes. Me, I'm here for him, Randall Powers, the billionaire who owns the trucking conglomerate and the Maronis and Falcones were using. In the news, he was horrified by what I exposed, vowed to support new regulations on his trucks. But I hear him lobbying over to Max Mooney, head of the GDOT, against tighter transit laws, promising money. Takes everything in my body not to bust through the skylight and put him on the dance floor. Instead, I keep listening. I listen to Jackson Ellis, the EPA chief, back dealing with William Acme, one of the biggest polluters in Gotham. I listen to the politician who vowed to bring factory jobs back to the Heights, begging the automation giants for donations. I listened to all of you. So many who are supposed to be protecting the city on who could help so easily but choose not to. Choose instead to stay up here laughing and eating. Like there's anything left of this city to eat. You ate it up all years ago and ate well. The city's just bones now, but I hear you. A few store-bought GSM ears hidden beneath the dance floor, not to mention the thermal coil that flash heat the gold to 150 degrees in a moment. Just hot enough so we get to watch you dance for once, even if it's for a second. But no one can touch you up here, right? In this mad little kingdom of yours at the top of the world, well, I'm coming for you. And that's the main difference between our regular Bruce Wayne, I almost said 616, main continuity Bruce Wayne versus this one. Billionaire is actually a good person, and then all these billionaires are terrible. But while he's up there, the GCPD see him, flash their lights at him. What makes a bat at its core for me is that it defies the impossible. It's the only mammal on Earth that flies, the only one. It's this crazy little creature that shows us we can beat anything holding us down. To this bat, nothing is impossible, despite what anyone tells you. It says go bigger, go higher. Go places you didn't think you could. So what do you think? I think this is ready. And he's talking about the bridge. But Bruce comes to see Joe Chill in jail. You had something you wanted to say. Boom! That's the end of part 4. So with that, I like that one. The art style was a little different, but yeah, that was a good issue. I do enjoy a little backstory. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, that's that. Peace out. Oh, right. Welcome to Absolute Batman issue 5. I have zero idea how he can hide his identity. He's a unit. Look at him just posing. Look at him aura farming. He is gigantic. And we'll see it later what his actual weight and size is. But my boy is crazy. So let's just hop in. We're picking up right after the death of Thomas Wayne. Bruce is getting shots for getting bit by the bats. I'm assuming it's rabies. But she says, yep, you start growing fangs and pointy ears, you call me right away, mister. Otherwise, that should be the end of you and bats. But let's recap what happened the last 2 issues. So issue 3, Batman made a deal with Black Mask to take a bunch of money. In exchange, he stops being Batman for like 2 weeks or a week. And Black Mask is like, we'll take it a little bit easy on Gotham, but you have to stop and you can't meddle. And essentially, Batman took it. And then issue 4 was kind of the origins and backstory behind this version of Batman. So yeah, right now he's revving the engine as he rounds the 27th, revs it louder at the 39th, taunting him to try him. But they just sit and watch and let him pass. Look at him. He's daring them to blow the deal. Some part of him wants them to, I'm sure. The bike has a tracker. Watching that dot, I half expect him to do it himself. Drive right past the meeting spot, but he doesn't. Instead, he stops right where he's supposed to, goes into the building. My handler calls just then. They have what they need. He says I should leave. I tell him I'm leaving, but stay right where I'm at. But we see Bruce's mom and Jim Gordon. Look, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Oh, we haven't lost yet. Well, did you see the news? Harvey's with Mayor Hill. I didn't see that one coming. It kind of sucks. Well, yes, but most times in Gotham, people surprise you in awful ways. And sometimes, once in a blue moon, they surprise you in good ways. Now get up. And Gordon says, well, I said sorry. I wasn't talking about the election. I was talking about the zoo, the memorial light. They're not lighting it this year because of all this shit that's happened. When you see Bruce, tell him I said, I'm sorry. Because that's what really stings. And we go into the past and see Bruce at the funeral for Thomas Wayne. And Gordon goes up to him. Look, I'm not much good at this, but I just want to say that I've seen a few brave acts in my life, and I haven't known many people that are brave enough, but your dad, he was one of them. He's shone with it. I see that when I look at you. I'll let you go now, but I also wanted you to know they're going to tear down the zoo. And what are you guys going to put there? I don't know, something practical, but we won't ever have to look at it again. It'll be gone for good. And now we pick up current day. Batman goes to the meeting spot to pick up the money. He's on the roof. A few more moments and this fever dream will be over. Batman will be something lasting, applicable. For a moment, his back tenses, almost imperceptible, but I catch it. I look around. You feel that? They're all jealous of you because you did it. You won. But I'll tell you a secret. I'm bloody jealous of you too because I learned too late. But cheers to you, Mr. Wayne. Black Mask steps down. All right, buddy, here you go. 200 mil. And on to Anon. The code to the account was sent this morning. Oh, yeah, I know. I already used it. What do you, really? You already used it? Look at you, man. And then we also get a little bit of flashbacks to the past. Bruce Wayne. Mr. Gordon, stop. What is it, Bruce? I don't want them to knock down the zoo or turn it into something practical. I want something there that makes everyone look, like you said, something that shines. Which is how we got the lights. But current day, Black Mask says, what did you guys spend it on? Bat, computers, cars, planes? Like, how much did you use? I gotta know. Oh, I used all of it. You want to see what I used it on? And then he flips his little lighter. Boom! In the air, the absolute bat symbol. Oh, Batman took the deal, but he just burned the money. That's a felony. He burned the money. Batman not taking that deal, buddy. That is one ugly bat. And he lit it at the Gotham Zoo. It's the memorial light. Party animals, the deal is off. See, Roman, I don't need cars or planes or computers. I don't need anything. All I need is Batman. And he just beats the shit out of everybody there. Smacks them in the face, whips them through the legs. This one is so bloody for being so like, he's not going to kill anybody. I couldn't think of the word for a second, but he's not going to kill anybody. He has that one dude jump on the back of him that he cut his hand off. Spikes purge through his arms and biceps. Oh my God. And the worst of it is he gets stuck. Oh, that's gross, dude. Oh man, that would hurt. All the crime the party animals committed, all the arson, robbery, the murders is manufactured by you, so you and your boss could profit. You don't care how many people die. Well, nope. Fortunately for you, you do though. All right, boys, go ahead and fire. And the snipers start just killing their own people. Pow, 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 pow. What are you doing? Everybody get down. All right, net 'em, boys. Man, you had it too. You had it all right there. That ticket to that big party. All you had to do was reach out and grab it. And don't forget, this Black Mask ain't no chump. He destroyed in a wrestling match. And then he breaks Bruce's arm, cracks it. I have what I wanted. Everything you set up here, everything you confessed to, it's already at the news station in Gotham. And we see the little recorder in his helmet. You think you actually achieved something? And he grabs the knife out of one of the bat ears. He believes that burning the cash, exposing the truth, it's going to inspire them. He thinks he's the hero. I hate to tell you, pal, but you're not even the main character. Right, kiddo? Uh-huh. And Bruce is brutally stabbed. He's burned by the little kid. The only hero of this story is money. And now I'm going to prove it to you. And he kicks him off the roof with the battle axe. Broken, tattered. The battering or the bat symbol is gone. But that's not even the worst part. He hits the floor and then he just gets shot by everybody. So the police chase him down into a parking garage. And then it's actually Gordon. Barbara, not Jim, shows up, hits him with the car. Freeze! I said stop or I'll shoot you, damn it. Just do it, man. And we see his mask is off and he goes down the manhole and Gordon just lets him go. Black Mask actually goes live on television. Hello, Gotham. My name is Roman. A little about me. I grew up on a pig farm. Humble beginnings, I know. One of my jobs on our farms was to kill the pigs when the time came. I used one of those captive bolt pistols. 5-inch pin right in the head. Most times it was just a thunk down. But once in a while, on rare occasions, the pig would have this spasm. Not of pain, but of joy. It was wild. I let out this moan and shiver. It'd even smile with the blood spurting from its head. I learned later that this only happened if the pin got deep enough down to hit this tiny little spot in the brain called the hedonistic hub, the main pleasure center. And that only occurred if the pig didn't tense up right when the pin hit, but just relax and accepted it. If the pig did, the hub would literally flood the last bits of his brain with total, unchecked pleasure, the split second of ecstasy that only came with the acceptance of death. Which brings me to now, this moment, because come on, we all feel it, the big guys, they killed the world a long time ago. And yet they keep us all slaving away with the promise it's all still alive. I mean, admit it, you can barely pay your bills while their money makes money. You drag recycling to the curb while they ride in private jets that tear the sky apart. You struggle to hold this system together that does nothing for you, doing the right thing so they can do the wrong one. Why? I mean, I'll ask again. Why? Catching up on the background, Alfred is driving around. He goes to meet Bruce, who is stitching up his body. I mean, from bullet holes, getting stabbed like 8 times. Do you have any idea what you did? Yeah, I tagged him, the tracker from the bike. I slipped into the black mask when I grabbed him, helped me close some of these wounds, and go to hell. What? But you don't get it. No, I get it. As a field medic, I know about 100 ways to help you. But goodbye, kid. You don't know what's coming next. It's over your head. I'm out of here. I'm not helping you. Enough. And Black Mask continues because all those ideals, those dreams you're toiling for, they're dead. Progress is dead. History is dead. Truth is dead. So how about we all just admit it? It's dead. And relax so the pin can hit that sweet little spot. Let's all live in that one split second of ecstasy. Feast on the giant scraps. What, Jim? I don't get it. What's going on? I don't know. Just stay back home. Oh my goodness. Well, because Batman turned down his invite, I'm offering invitations to all of you. Hundreds of millions of dollars. All up for grabs. Welcome to the party. Woo! Black Mask is throwing a party in Gotham, and we will see what happens next issue with that. But yeah, this is a good one. I mean, I totally expected Batman to just say no to the money. Can't throw an absolute line and be like, he's like Batman, but no money, and then just give him all the money back. Yeah, gotta have some stakes. But yeah, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, watching the videos. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. All right, welcome back. We're doing Absolute Batman issue 6. So to recap, because I know it's been a bit, last time Bruce fought against Black Mask, said he would take the money, but he didn't really, burned it, and then they beat the tar out of him, and now he ended up at Wayland's boxing gym. The door crashes. Hey, you picked the wrong gym, Chief. I'm Wayland Croc Jones, former AFC champ, and I've been hungry for a good fight. Bruce, what are you doing here? I'm Batman. Yeah, Bruce tells him. Finds out pretty early. It's issue 6. Boom, the finale of The Zoo. We see them as kids, all ganged up together, doing a sleepover, and then we see a nightmare that Bruce is having where his mom gets shot. He wakes up screaming and then goes up to his mom and falls back asleep. It wasn't a real sleepover. He's just seeing pictures of his dad. But in present day, his mom looks through these masks because last time Black Mask dropped off this crate and told them, hey, this is what I'm going to give to everybody. And it shows them how much money they make. Robbery, $50K, arson, $100, assault, $150, murder, $250. He's offering people money. And we see that total crimes committed gets you more money. Mayor Gordon, he's on the list, $1 million to kill him. So Bruce's mom says, we got to get out of here, because if you're $1 million, I'll probably some money too. And now we catch up with what Batman's up to. You're the fucking Batman, and you didn't think maybe this was something to mention? Try to protect all of you, Ozzy. Well, it's out of the bag now. Wayland wants to punch you. Harvey wants to arrest you. Eddie says he guessed it weeks ago. But me, personally, I find it absolutely, we're going there. So he just jumps out because he's going to blow up one of the boats that have the servers. And, of course, Eddie knew it because Bruce was asking the most weird questions to the Riddler little AI. But he jumps out. Oh, we get this cool panel. I love this panel. Him in the lightning. Bruce in the lightning will never look bad. But he lands on the boat, smashes down on somebody, chokes another dude with a life jacket, throws him off, doesn't kill people, and then the little kid comes up. He picks up the little kid, throws him in a life raft, boom, drop kicks him. So funny. And then we see with him as his mom, what are you doing? Well, I'm organizing pictures. This one is right before you were born, and this one, I love this one. Hey, Mom, you might not know this, but that picture, Dad took it the morning of the class trip. He snapped it at the zoo just before the shooting started. In present day, Martha stands on a car to give a speech. You can threaten all you want, but Mayor Gordon and I aren't giving you these masks. She stands for the people. You all saw Batman's feed. All Black Mask wants is Gotham in chaos. He's using us. Maybe his cronies can profit or get more control, who knows? But all this is a game, and we only win by not playing. And the people, instead of joining with them, say, oh, that's all that's left. Like, we're we're going to kill you guys. Like, we're going to take these masks. We don't care about doing the right thing or whatever. And each of you are worth $1 million. Whoa. And then lastly, we catch up with Alfred. So if you don't remember what happened to Alfred last video, is that he said, hey, Bruce, I'm done. I've given up on you. You're an idiot. I'm not helping you anymore. I'm getting out of here. So he grabs Julia, his daughter. I have a life, Dad. I have people I care about. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but I need to be with them right now instead of being here. No, I'll bring you back to Gotham in a few weeks when it's safe. I've seen the aftermath in this place. Black Mask does not do this kind of thing. Right now, I can't risk you being here. Oh, you can't risk it? You know, when I was little, I kept this bag under my bed. This little blue suitcase I took from Mom's closet. I had my favorite clothes in it, toys, books. I wait for you to get home from your adventures, hoping you take me with you in the next one. It was all I wanted. Now, there's no place I want to be than less on this plane with you. If we take it, I don't have a dad anymore. Major oof for you. I'm sorry about that, Pennyworth. That sucks. They say, hey, do we have clearance to leave? Wheels up, which means yes, we're leaving. I'm not a pilot, but that's the lingo. I had to Google it, actually, just to make sure. Batman continues beating up people on the boat. You still don't get it, do you? You think you can stop them. You think you can stop anything that's coming. Let me tell you a little. Boom! He breaks through, grabs a bowling ball, starts knocking this dude's skull. And let me tell you, this guy is 400 pounds, by the way. Bruce, I had to look it up earlier because I forgot it's in issue 10. He just starts whacking. And a 400-pound man of muscle, because this guy's body fat is probably 10, maybe 9%. He is smacking you. You are dead. You are concussed. And then on top of that, he can fight. You're done for. If I saw this guy at a bar, I don't fight at the bars either. I barely go to the bar. I'm going to go to the bar, grab a drink, sit down alone, because I'm Wolverine in real life. And my hair is like too much like Wolverine. I'll sit there, and if I saw a 400-pound dude, I ain't messing with him. I'm leaving. Put that on the Scooter Core comps, but I'm done. I can't do that. And he's just beating the shit out of Black Mask. Sorry to get more adult, but damn, bro. Black Mask puts a thing above or around his neck, like a wire, starts cutting into his neck, and his mom does a voiceover also. I know this picture is from that day, Bruce. That's part of why I love it. Well, I don't understand. When things are rough, believing you can make a difference, being hopeful, it's not easy. But that's what I see when I look at these pictures. Because no matter how hard things got for you, or how rough they were, your dad stayed hopeful. Meanwhile, Black Mask is saying, you know I lied about the pigs. My favorite thing wasn't when they loved it. The best was when they fought, when they struggled right until the end. When they never believed the bolt could come, when they thought they could win, the scream they made, the shriek, was the best sound in the world. And his mom finishes by saying, he was always hopeful about you. And Bruce just stabs Black Mask in the eyes. He doesn't kill him, he just stabs him in the eyes. You're done, bro. Like, oh my God. This dude ain't killing you, but you're definitely having the hospital bills. So then he picks up Black Mask. You lunatic, you'll lose everything. We see the $1 million on Martha and Bruce. Everyone you love, I promise you have no idea what you started. And young Bruce says, Mom, I keep having these nightmares where you die. Well, I will die one day, Bruce. And you will too, but not for a long time. It's okay though. I can take this one out if you want. No, I want you to leave the picture. Okay, I'll leave the picture then. Thank you, Mom. I'm going back to bed now. But Bruce throws Black Mask into the water, grabs a grenade, and blows up the ship with all the servers. And then he jumps into the water. Bruce, before you go to sleep, I want you to know how proud I am of you. That you went through, you'd have every right to say to hell with it all. Live angry or afraid. But that's not who you are. The way you got back out there with your friends, what you said to Jim at the funeral, because the other thing you can do when bad things happen is use the pain to be even more determined, more hopeful. So she doesn't die today. Martha still lives. And then we see that they actually lose the $1 million bounty on them because of Black Mask and all the servers exploding. So the people in Gotham give up. There's no valuable lesson that they learned. They were just like, oh, there's no money. So I don't have to kill you if there's no money. Oh, man. Which is terrible. That's awful. Like, imagine your neighbor is like, I'm going to kill you because I get $1 million. It's like The Purge. And then she finishes off, you wear the pain like a damn cape, and you work every day to stop those bad things from ever happening again. That's how you win against the nightmares. How you win against all of it, always. And then Alfred shows up, picks Bruce out of the water, saves him with the dump truck. Let's get you patched up. So I assume that he did not leave and left his daughter in Gotham so that he can be a dad still. Which, good choice, because Bruce saved everybody. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, put that notification bell on. Yeah. Peace out.